So today's November nonsense word is traveling. I haven't actually planned this video, but as I'm sure you're all aware, I've done a lot of traveling over the last, well, year, but also over my lifetime. So I'm just gonna spew out some stuff and hopefully make a semi-coherent video. I don't really know where to begin, to be honest. I have been very, very lucky that I've done a lot of traveling in my life. It's something my parents find hugely important. And we've never done big fancy holidays, but they have always tried to do something. I don't know how young I was when I first went on a plane, but I do know that my brother was 6 weeks old when he first went on a plane. And when we were younger and lived in Holland, it was much easier to travel than when you're in Australia because you're in Europe. And we have lots of family in England, so we very often went over, and that could be by plane or by boat or even by train. I had a very special trip a number of years ago. I can't remember what year it was, but it was quite a while ago, where I went with a friend to America. I was quite young and it was for my birthday, and I had cousins living in America and my grandparents were over in America for a couple of months, so I went to visit them all. And if I remember correctly, we drove to Germany and then we took from there a plane to America. I think that might have been the first time I traveled without parents, but I could be mistaken. No, that's not true. I was like 3 when I traveled with my grandparents to Hungary. This is not meant to be a video of like, look at me, I've traveled so much, wow, wow, wow. But in my family, it's now become an almost competition of who can visit the most crazy countries and the most countries. So I think my father has traveled to 67 countries, and my brother and him have a deal that if he gets more by the time he's my father's age, then my father has to treat him to a trip and vice versa. And that trip needs to be to a country neither of them have been to. And originally that country was likely to be Costa Rica, and then my brother saw a deal for it and he went without my father. But in my family, it's very much become a competition of also the most exotic countries. So although Bulgaria may not be considered the most exotic country, it's definitely an out there country and a country you wouldn't necessarily visit. And considering my brother hasn't visited it, I'm one-upping him. There's so many countries I'd still love to go to. I'd love to go to Scandinavia and Iceland and Canada and Alaska, which I know is in America, but I'd still like to go. I'd love to do all of South America. I really want to do some of Africa as well, although I cannot deal with heat, so I'm gonna have to try and figure something out for that. I'd love to go to Oman, India, Fiji, Hawaii. Again, America, I know. And there's still plenty of countries in Europe I'd like to visit. Lithuania, Estonia, Russia, Japan. I mean, the list is pretty much endless. I think traveling is very important, which is why me and just about everyone in my family have made an effort to work hard in order to be able to travel. My road trip earlier this year in America was by far the most expensive thing I've ever done, but also one of the most amazing travels I've ever done, and I learned so much, and the experiences I got from that trip are so incredibly unique and special to me that I don't regret it one bit. My brother has this motto in relation to this that's work hard, play hard. Now for some reason his motto annoys me, but I think it's just the way he says it and because he says it non-stop, but I do very much agree with it. You've got to prioritize what you want to save your money for, and for us, it's about travel. I think there's so much you learn from traveling that you just don't get in any other way, and it's crazy. I mean, we went to Bulgaria, it's in Europe, it's not that far, and still it was like a whole nother lifestyle. And it's just fascinating, you don't think about it, and it's so amazing. And if that's what you find in Europe, what are you going to find in Russia or in Japan or South America or Africa? And I just think there's so much to learn by traveling that it is so important. And I really feel traveling is special in a way that other things just aren't. That's not to say there aren't other ways of learning and experiencing and growing. I just think traveling is a very special way of doing it. And for me personally, I travel cheaply and I love that. There is something so enjoyable about sitting on a bus for 12 hours or 17 or 21, because even though it's long and it's uncomfortable and very often you don't have all the services you'd like, you see so much and you learn so much, and it's an experience, again, you wouldn't get any other way. And it's also always really satisfying if you can pay a very small amount and just sit for 21 hours. Anyway, I'm sorry about this video. I feel like it was an incredibly look at me, I'm amazing, video, and I didn't mean it to be that. But anyway, enjoy and work hard, play hard. Oh, my brother will be so proud. Bye!